everybody, welcome to another episode of Bringing the Zoo to You at Brookfield Zoo. My name is Olivia. I'm an animal care specialist here at Wild Encounters. So today is a very special episode. We're actually going to be showing our joeys. So we'll kind of take that camera over and start focusing on our joeys. So right now we have Marion. She is the female here with the joey in her pouch. She is holding onto some lettuce at the moment, but her joey is out exploring. Becky is also just to the right of her, so they are both actually with Joey. So we have a total of 3 wallabies currently with Joey. The joeys are about 5-6 months old. They're about between that. So at this time, the joey is sticking its head out. It is exploring a little bit. It's sniffing. It might eat some grass too. So right now you can see him just hanging out. He's just seeing what's out in the world while mom is feeding. But joeys are only in the pouch for about 9 months, so this joey will probably be coming out after a few months. The gestation period for wallabies, especially Bennett's wallabies, I should say, we're focusing on Bennett's wallabies, also known as red-necked wallabies. So they are typically pregnant for about 29 days or about a month, and then what happens is the joey is just, when it's born, it's about the size of a jelly bean or about 2 centimeters, so really small, but it'll start crawling up into the pouch. So the joeys are not actually born in the pouch. They do have to do some work when they are immediately born. So they will start crawling up to the pouch, and they will settle into the pouch using their arms. So they'll crawl up there, and then they'll latch onto a nipple and start nursing for months on end. So they will be nursing for quite some time. So the joey is still nursing right now. It will nurse and fully develop inside the pouch. So when the joey is born, like I mentioned, it is only 2 centimeters, and it actually does not have any legs when it is born, and it also doesn't have open eyes or ears. So really it just has those arms to use to crawl into the pouch. And then as it's nursing throughout the months, it will then slowly develop and slowly form those those legs, that tail, open its eyes a little bit. So that takes quite some time. So Marion did hop away, and that's okay. We have Becky here hanging out too. She does have a joey. So the joey is currently not out, but it is in the pouch. So you might see some movement. They do kick around quite a bit. So they are very active at this time, and you'll see some of those kicks, and you'll see sometimes an arm or leg stick out while they're doing that, and sometimes the head will come out to explore. So these guys will stay in their pouch, like I mentioned, for about 9 months. They'll start hopping in and out of the pouch around this time, so we might see them slowly come out, but they'll only do it for a couple minutes, and they'll always stay next to the mother so that they're not fearful, and they know that there's safety nearby. So if they do get spooked, they're able to come out of the pouch, or come back into the pouch if need be. We have not seen any of the joeys emerge completely, but that's okay. We're just giving them their time, and they can choose to come out as they please, but they have been exploring just by sticking their head out a little bit and sniffing around. They will nurse for a few more months, so most of the time, even if they are out of the pouch, they might come back and nurse from 12 to about 17 months. So some of them do stick around a little bit longer so that they can continue to nurse from their mother, but they will also eat a variety of foods, such as the browse that you see here. They're currently just getting some bamboo, but in the wild they would eat a lot of vegetation. They would eat a variety of grasses, branches from trees. They would also eat some leaves. So this one right here, this is Talia. So she is another wallaby that is with Joey. So we might see some movement While she's eating, she does seem a little startled that we approached her, so she might stay frozen for a little, but that's just fine. But the joeys are still active in her pouch, so all three of our females here are with very active joeys, and it's a very exciting thing to see, and some of you may have been seeing them already if you have visited Wild Encounters or have seen just on social media how active the wallabies are. So we did just see a little kick in the pouch there. I know it might be difficult to see for some of our fans, but it is really exciting for it to happen. And you're actually seeing the mother also currently cleaning the pouch. So some people wonder if the joey does defecate and urinate in the pouch, and the answer is yes. So it is quite gross, but the mother does take care of them really well, so they'll clean the pouch quite a bit, and then they'll also scoop out any of the kind of gross stuff that you might think kind of builds up there. So the mother takes really good care of the joeys and the pouches so that the joeys can have a healthy pouch to live in while they're inside. So I know I mentioned a few things that these wallabies eat. So Bennett's wallabies are from Eastern Australia. They also are in Tasmania. There are so many wallabies there. They are not a concern. They're actually maybe more populated than they need to be, but there is a large number of them, and they are not of concern. There are about 30 different species of wallabies that are throughout Australia, so there are definitely more out there, but these guys are typically in eastern or southeastern Australia and Tasmania, and so they would eat mostly leaves. So you might be able to see some of her teeth right now. So this is Becky. She is currently chewing on those leaves right there. They have really flat teeth, and those teeth help them grind those leaves down and help them digest that food better. So they use those flat teeth to grind anything down, such as those leaves, sometimes some bark or potentially other grasses. But that's one thing that makes them different than kangaroos. So people tend to confuse kangaroos or wallabies because they do look quite similar. One of the differences, like I mentioned right now, is their teeth. So wallabies have flat teeth that help them grind down those leaves and things that they eat, because they do typically live in wooded areas or forest areas. So they do have to make sure that they're able to digest and take care of the food that they eat. But then another difference between, and then kangaroos have curved teeth that help them eat grasses. So kangaroos are mostly found in grassy areas where they're able to just eat grass. And then another difference between wallabies and kangaroos are their size. So Becky here, she's showing her height right now, but she is about 2, maybe 3 feet tall, and she is full grown. She is not going to get any larger than that. She probably weighs around 35 pounds, maybe 40. Our largest males weigh about 50 pounds, but kangaroos can weigh up to over 100 pounds, over 150 pounds. And kangaroos can also be just much taller, so they could be up to about 5 to 6 feet tall. So they're way larger than wallabies, and that's another difference between them. And then the third difference is their coloration. So wallabies tend to be brown. They have various colors depending on the species. Kangaroos tend to be more gray. So that's another difference between them.
So do they have the powerful tails and feet just like kangaroos?
Absolutely. So they do have really strong tails. You can see Becky is currently using that tail as balance. So they use the tail not necessarily to whip anything. They don't use it to defend themselves. They use it more for support and balance as they are walking, but it is all muscle, so it is a strong muscle for them to have. And then in addition, they have those powerful feet and legs. So if they do feel threatened, and feel the need to have to protect themselves, they will absolutely use those feet to kick. They can also scratch and punch if they need to, and bite if they really have to. But really, if
Don't
they
cross
do
a wallaby
or a kangaroo, but yeah, their first reaction or their first decision is to hop away. That's definitely what they want to do. So if they can get away from a predator, from something that might spook them, they will just hop away. But if they do feel the need to protect themselves some more, they will use all of those tools that I mentioned to protect themselves. They do use those legs to hop really far. So horizontally, they can hop about 25 feet forward or horizontal. Most of the time, these guys will only hop about 5 feet horizontally, but if they do get spooked or if they do feel the need to hop away really fast or in full momentum, they will have to hop really fast, and they can hop about 25 feet forward, and vertically they can hop about 6 feet. That's once again full momentum. So we are trying to show you right now one of the joeys. It is poking a body part out. We can't necessarily see what it is at the moment, but there is an opening and there is a little bit of movement there that we can see. Hopefully you guys can see it as well. But then most of the time these guys would hop only about 3 feet vertically, but if they do feel the need to have to once again hop away really fast or really far, they can hop about 6 feet vertically and 25 feet horizontally. So quite fast. I think that actually might be a tail.
It looks like a tail.
Yeah, so it might be a tail, and it is doing some movement in there. There's some kicking too. So Becky's a really great mother. She is actually the mother of William. So if you guys are fans of William, that is his mother. She actually did not raise him because she was on medication at the time that he was supposed to be nursing. So we ended up taking care of him so that the medication wouldn't do any harm to him if he was nursing from her. But with that being said, she has been a great mother to this joey and has been doing really great. And she is not sick. She is super healthy. So there's no medication that the joey is currently ingesting.
Feet as well.
Yeah, it looks like a foot too. So it's really cute and really sweet that we're able to see this. So you can see she's also using that tail at the moment to help just support her while she's just sitting.
Okay. So it doesn't look like the joey has any fur.
The joey does have a little bit of fur. On the tail, you can see it is currently grayish. So the fur is coming in a little bit. Right now, they won't have a lot of it, so they are mostly pink, but you'll start to see a thin layer of fur, and they'll start to have that fur grow throughout the months. They will end up having all of their fur, especially once they're fully out of the pouch. So by about 9 or 10 months, they should have all their fur. It might be a thinner layer, but it's enough fur to keep them warm if they are out in the cold. So they can definitely stay warm once that fur grows in at about 9 months.
I think you've pretty much answered all of our questions. That was fantastic.
All right. Well, thank you guys so much for stopping by. My name is Olivia. I'm one of the animal care specialists here. This is Becky and her joey. So I hope you guys are able to see any of our mothers and their joeys here at Wild Encounters. We hope to see you guys soon. And thank you once again for all of your support. And we hope you guys come visit. Bye.